Welcome, everybody. I'm Annette, also known as Grandma D. Today, we are here for another story time. And I'm so thrilled because we are coming into the last few books of our Disney Princess series. Today, we are on book number 7. If I could count. We are going to be reading book 7 of 9 books that we have as part of this wonderful series. And we have 3 left here, which the first one is Just in Time with the characters from Beauty and the Beast. The next one we have is Ready, Set, Throw, a wonderful princess series with Sleeping Beauty. The next one we have is The Mixed Up Morning with Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. So tonight we are going to snuggle in. We're going to relax on the sofa or in bed or with our adult. And we're going to read Just in Time with the characters from Beauty and the Beast. This is a story about patience. It's hard to be patient sometimes, isn't it? It's hard to have understanding for others and to be patient. And I hope that this book will help you understand the importance of being patient. And I'm so glad you're here, and I hope that you will have your adult or your parent subscribe to my channel, like this video, and click the notification bell so that you will know each time a new Disney princess story or another wonderful book that I have picked out for you comes out. So without any further ado, we are going to get started and read Just in Time, a story about patience. Oh, look at her. She's all dressed up. That's the dress she wore when she was going to the ball or something like that. I don't remember. It was in the movie. Did you see the movie Beauty and the Beast? The Disney movie? It was wonderful. So without any further ado, let's get started. Outside the Beast castle, snowflakes swirled. But in the kitchen, all was warm and cheerful. Are the ginger snaps ready yet? Asked Chip. No, dear, answered his mother, Mrs. Potts. Do you remember Mrs. Potts? They need time to bake. Chip frowned. But I want some now. Not now, said his mother. You must be patient. There's Chip. Isn't he cute? Chip and his mother. And she's baking ginger snap cookies. What does being patient mean? Chip asked. It means understanding that sometimes you have to wait. It's hard to wait, isn't it? Perhaps Belle will go outside and play with you until the ginger snaps are ready. She continued. We're working on her knitting, but I think she's in the library now. Chip perked up. All right. He's going to go see if he can find Belle. In the Beast library, Belle was reading a book. She was at an exciting part when... Belle, Belle, Chip called. He was perched on the arm of her chair. Hello, Chip, Belle said, smiling at the little teacup. Belle, can you come out and play? in the barn, hide and seek with me? Please, please, please. Belle put her book down. Of course. Yippee! Cried Chip. There he is, sitting on the arm of her chair. Look at that giant library. Just imagine all the books in there. Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. Snowdrifts blocked the path to the barn. The beast was clearing it. We'll help you, Belle called. But I want to play, Chip complained. After the job is done, she promised. Working together, Chip, Belle, and the beast quickly cleared the snow away. The beast returned to the castle. Now let's play, Chip said. I'll be it. Belle ran and hid behind a tree. Oh, there they are, clearing the path to the barn from the house. It's a lot of work to shovel snow. Do you live where you have to shovel snow? I do. Found you, said Chip. Now you're it. I have an idea I want to do first, Belle said. Let's make bird feeders. The birds look hungry and the snow is covering their food. How do we make a bird feeder? Chip wanted to know. Belle pulled a ball of red wool out of her pocket. We can use this. Would you please ask your mother for some honey while I pick some berries? Oh, there she's hiding from Chip. And there they are. They're talking about making bird feeders. Have you ever made bird feeders? I've made them out of pine cones, peanut butter, and seeds. When Chip returned, they dipped pine cones into the honey and stuck berries on them. Then they hung the feeders from a tree. They waited and waited. They'll come, Belle said. You have to be patient, finished Chip, sighing. I know. And sure enough, birds soon came. See all the feeders in the tree? And the little birds, they love them. Chip and Belle went back to their game. 1, 2, 3. Belle counted 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 20. Ready or not, here I come, Belle called. Chip squeezed through the open barn door. What was that noise? It sounded like a horse, except muffled. She's looking for Chip and he's looking in the barn. Nay, nay, came the soft sound. It was Felipe, Belle's horse, and he was in trouble. Belle, come quick, Chip shouted. Belle rushed inside and saw Felipe all tangled up in a rope and a blanket. Oh my, exclaimed Belle, what happened? Oh, look at him. He's all caught up in the blanket and the rope. I wonder what happened. Then Belle remembered. I was supposed to feed him. I forgot all about it. Felipe got tangled up trying to reach his food. We need to get help. I know what to do, Chip said. He hopped to a rope hanging down from a big bell. Chip jumped up and swung on the rope. Clang, clang, rang the bell. Oh, he's making a noise trying to get people to come to help. Look at Felipe. Oh, poor guy. Hearing the noise, Mrs. Potts came bouncing, spilling tea on her way. The beast came dashing out. Cogsworth the clock huffed and puffed along. Lumineer the candlestick came out, melting the snow as he ran. They all raced into the barn and stared in silence when they saw Felipe. Uh-oh. Look at them all rushing out to the barn to try and help. Mon Dieu! Exclaimed Lumineer. I'm sorry. I was looking at the page instead of what I was reading. Oh, Grandma's so silly. Oh dear, said Mrs. Potts. What a predicament, agreed Cogsworth. What happened? Asked the beast. Felipe wasn't being very patient, exclaimed Chip. Right, Belle? Yes, agreed Belle. But it isn't his fault. It's mine. I forgot to feed him, and he was hungry. Aww. So what do you think? Was Felipe being impatient? Then everyone tried to help at once. Soon they were all arguing about what to do. I'll burn through the ropes, shouted Lumineer. I'll break them apart, yelled the beast. I'll pour him some tea, suggested Mrs. Potts. The poor thing is probably thirsty. Everyone was in such a hurry, no one was being patient. Soon Felipe was more tangled than before. Uh-oh. People aren't listening to each other. They're not waiting to see what to do. Belle stepped back and watched the confusion. What would a princess do? Please, Belle called. Everyone stop. The others stopped and looked at her. Now I want you all to count to 10, Belle said. There's no time, Cogsworth protested. There's always time to be patient, Belle told him. So they counted to 10. Everyone seemed calmer, including Felipe. If you're patient, it gives you time to make a good plan, Belle exclaimed. Yep, look at Cogsworth. He's all worked up. Standing there with his hands on his hips. Then Belle started singing a song, and everyone joined in. Bread must rise and cakes must bake. Things must take the time they take. So count to 10, and when you're through, what you've awaited will be waiting for you. Huh, how about that? Soon Felipe was free. They fed him hay and gave him lots of water. Then everyone went inside. Mrs. Potts served warm ginger snaps. They all munched happily. Now, weren't those worth waiting for? Mrs. Potts asked Chip. Oh, yes, Mama, said Chip cheerfully, with his mouth full. They were indeed, agreed Belle. Everybody's enjoying themselves, having ginger snaps. Later, Belle sank back down into the comfortable cushions in the library. She opened her book and began to read. Then she reached for a ginger snap and smiled. Having to wait for something makes it even better when it finally happens, she decided. The end. Oh, isn't that nice? So it took patience and working together to make Felipe relax and everyone else relax, so that they could free him from the ropes and the blanket. And Chip learned patience because he had to wait until it was time to play hide and seek and make bird feeders. And all the other people learned patience once they finally realized that if they slowed down and thought about the situation, that they could work together to solve it. Isn't it wonderful? I hope that you enjoyed this book just in time as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you tonight. And I hope that you were able to watch Corduroy and the other books I brought to you last week and the week before. And I made a special announcement on my channel this week. I'm going to start reading chapter books to older kids and to adults who love these classic stories. I have 3 new books coming: Charlotte's Web, Little Women, and The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. We are going to start these books later this week. And we're going to continue reading one children's book each week. And then we're going to read a couple of chapters from a book all the way through until it's finished. And then we'll start another one. I think this week we might start with The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I'm pretty excited about that. It's a classic book, and I'm sure that you'll love it. So I hope that you'll tune in for that. Now, don't forget, we have 2 more books left in our Disney Princess series, and we are going to read these next week and the following week, and then we'll start something new. So that's all we have for today for a story. So I want to send you warm, warm hugs and butterfly kisses, and I want you to know that I love you, and I think about you, and I care about you. No matter where you are in the world, whether you're getting ready to go to bed and you're all tucked in, whether you're getting up in the morning and you're getting ready to go to school, whether it's the middle of the afternoon, you just rush through the door from school and you're ready for a story time with Grandma. I'm so glad you were here today. And I hope that you will be back next time for another story. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and we will be back next time for another story. So this is Grandma D saying bye-bye for now.